Hey, what's happening YouTube? Dead Last Jack here with a video for you. And this one is going to be a little bit different. It's not directly about cards, but it is about one of our selling platforms. And I'm talking about eBay if you look here at your screen. And what I want to talk about today is feedback. So I'm just kind of curious of what people's thoughts are on feedback. Because I know whenever I buy something or whenever I have someone buy something from me, that I usually look at people's feedback. I look, especially if I'm buying from them, I look to see what kind of feedback they have, because it plays two roles actually. But we'll get into that in a minute. What I'm curious though is the amount of transactions that I have that never get feedback left for me. So, as you see, I have over 5,200 positive feedback, and it's 100%. So, I do have one neutral in the last 12 months. I mean, it was a neutral, so I don't even remember what it was, but it was not a big deal, and it is what it is, I guess. But anyway, 5,206. But I've been on eBay for literally 20 years, I think. So, now, I will say, if you look here, the last few years, I'm going to say the last 5 years, I've got the bulk of this, but I have been on eBay since like it says right here, since 2000, October 26th of 2000. So I've been on there for going on 21 years. So that is not a ridiculous amount of feedback, but it isn't too shabby either, I don't think. A lot of times I will buy something and I will receive the item. And I don't buy just cards. I do buy a lot of cards and sell a lot of cards, but I buy and sell other things too. Sometimes I will buy something and I pay, whenever I buy something, I typically pay immediately because I buy a lot of my stuff, buy it now. Or if I do buy on auction, then I'm watching the end of the auction. Especially in the case of a card, I'll watch the end of an auction to see if I'm going to win the card or not. And I'll usually pay immediately. There are times whenever I'll buy something and pay the next morning or whatever, but typically I pay immediately. But I not rarely, but a lot of times I do not get feedback left for me paying. Now, I'm going to flip that to the other side, and whenever I sell something, I do not typically leave feedback to a buyer until they receive the item and I get feedback from them. So that I understand that. So whenever I'm buying, when I receive the item in good condition and everything's okay, I always, every time, leave feedback to that seller, no matter what. If I buy 200 items off eBay this year, if the items arrive in good condition as the auction states, I leave positive feedback. 100% of the time. But I've noticed that whenever I sell stuff, that I do not get that. I probably only get about 30% of the time. So while I do have 5,200 feedback, I probably should have like 15,000 feedback. So my point to that is, if the people watching this video are like me and they put a lot into someone's feedback, like whether it's 100% and whether do they have 5 transactions or do they have 500 transactions or 100 transactions or whatever, if other people put as much into that as I personally do, then it kind of shocks me that everybody doesn't leave feedback, because in the long run it helps everybody, whether you're a buyer or a seller. It helps you to get feedback, so you should think to give feedback. Maybe I'm crazy here. But this is something that I was thinking about the other day, and I know, like I said, it's not directly related to cards, but if you buy and sell cards on eBay, it definitely will make a difference. I will tell you something else. If you have a low feedback score and you sell cards on eBay, and I have proven this with my feedback rating, I can list a card higher than yours and I bet you I sell mine as faster than you do, and I'll get more money out of it because I'm a trusted seller. So keep that in mind too. If you sell if you sell sports cards on eBay, a higher feedback rating does make a difference. And I've did it many times. I will go, and a lot of us like to list at the lowest price. I like to list at the lowest price I can and still make some sort of a profit, or in some cases I'll just try to break even if I'm just trying to get out of something. But either way, if let's say I have a card that the lowest listing is $30, and let's say there's 5 of them at $30 or 30 to 32 bucks. I can list one at 35 and I'll sell mine before some of them sell theirs. So, and that's not paying for extra advertising or anything like that either, because I know they have that. They have the extra ads to increase your views or whatever. But I don't use that typically. I mean, once in a great while I will, but typically I do not use that. So, something else to keep in mind if you do sell cards, and if you're poor at leaving feedback, it does make a difference in the long run. If I list 100 auctions and I list them at $2 more than your 100 auctions, and they're all the same card, I just made $200 more than you just because of my feedback rating. Think about that for a minute. So anyway, that's enough of this. I just wanted to go over this because this is in my opinion, this is something that a lot of people miss. Because like I said, if I sell 100 cards, I probably only get feedback on like 35 of them. It's crazy. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you on the flip side.